This video is all about being social. Are you social or are you antisocial? Let's go ahead and get right into it. Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video, I want to talk to you about social success hacks for your marketing. That's right, social success hacks for your marketing, okay? We're gonna talk about what it means to be social in this day and time, and more specifically, how to use certain social elements as it were, and use that to progress yourself and be successful in your marketing, whatever you're doing, whether it's affiliate marketing, online marketing, offline marketing, general business and entrepreneurship, whatever it is, you have to realize that it means something to be social. Perhaps when you were younger, you heard that term antisocial, right? In other words, a person who was just not socially driven. It was an introvert of sorts, or someone who didn't like to connect socially with anybody. And you can still be that person, but the reality is if you want to succeed in business, especially in this digital age, then you can't be antisocial, at least in a manner of speaking. We're going to dive right into it. Let me give you 3 very simple but very powerful things in terms of being social that you must make sure that you integrate into your business and into your life in order for you to succeed in this digital age. Let's get right into it. Number 1, social media. Okay, social media, and it goes without saying. I, for the longest time, was against social media. Not necessarily that I was against it per se or had anything against it. It was just one of those things where I didn't see the point, all right? And again, this is in the early days, all right? Maybe I'm dating myself, but I remember in the early days, in the infancy of the internet, the stone age of the internet, the stone age of social media, right? When MySpace first came out, I did not see the point, right? And even in the early days of Facebook, I was one of those people, I just didn't really see the importance of it. I was an old-fashioned type of person, and I still have old classic values, but the reality is it didn't take too long for me to catch on and see, okay, you know what, this is the way that the world is going. It really allows someone in a corner of the world somewhere to connect with many people in another corner of the world, all over the world, and now businesses started getting involved in doing it, and they're succeeding with it too. And just listen to what I said. Big businesses, all of them virtually, have a social presence, right? An online media, social media presence, right? Every person out there is. I mean, there's a handful of people who aren't, but if you think about some of the most successful people in all the world and businesses in all the world, they all have an Instagram page. They all got a Facebook page. They all have a YouTube channel. There's content that they're creating. There's blogs that they're putting out that they're embedding on these social media channels. So why don't you have it? If you're not in the social media game, you need to get in it. Now, maybe you're a person who doesn't like to show your face. That's fine. You can still have an online presence. Again, if you think about some of the big box retailers, they may not have the CEO on there, but they have their customers on there. They have their apparel that's on there. They're still showcasing their products and services. Why don't you do the same thing? And in today's world, especially with those of us who are experts or information, sellers, what we do is we post instructional information, right? Or motivational material or something like that, that garners people's thoughts and gets them thinking a certain way about themselves, about where they want to go. And that helps us guide them into success products that we can offer them. And in turn, we can also turn a profit. Does that make sense? Have a social media presence. Now, in the beginning, I'm going to recommend that you just pick 1 or 2, right? And ideally, 1 is best. Get good at one thing before you start branching out. But ultimately, yeah, the more hooks that you have in the water, it does make sense to go ahead and have different presences online. And thereby, you can gain more leads and turn those leads into monetization, right? So think about that. If you're not in the social media train, it's crazy to think that I need to go ahead and point this out in the year 2024, but there's a lot of people who really are gun shy when it comes to pulling the trigger on their social media presence. And I'm telling you, get over it. Get on social media. Social media is where you need to be. That's your first hack. Number 2, social status. Okay, social status. Now, when I say the word social status, one of 2 things is going to pop in your mind. Either 1, you're going to think of a good thought. Maybe you were the popular kid in high school, or 2, you're going to have negative thoughts because you weren't the popular kid in high school and maybe you got picked on by those who were, right? All right, that's a funny way of putting it, but I think you see where I'm starting to go with here. And in this day and time, when it comes to entrepreneurship and being successful with business, it's not anywhere near that vindictive or that violent or that crazy or that contentious, right? All I'm simply saying is make sure that you have a level of achievement, right? Something that you can herald, something that you can go ahead and boast about. Not that you would boast and gloat in a cocky, conceited sort of way, but you do want to make sure that you hit certain milestones to which you can refer in your journey that establishes you as an authority. Does that make sense? So let me go ahead and give you an example. For me, I coach people and I sell information on how to do, amongst other things, affiliate marketing, right? It's one of my bread and butter. I recommend everyone get started when it comes to digital marketing, starting online and starting with affiliate marketing. Now, if I were to go ahead and just start teaching people that, I could certainly do that. But one thing that has helped me, especially when it comes to selling my own instructional material and my time, my consulting and coaching and so on, is the fact that I can point to the reality that I have been at the top of the leaderboards amongst a lot of other big names in the industry. Some of the top affiliate marketers who create lots of content on there, you'd recognize their names. You know, there are screenshots of me competing with them and at the top of the leaderboard in multiple different promotions all over the internet, right? I can also show the fact that I have been featured as a speaker, not only just creating my own content on my channel, but I can show you where I have been speaking on large stages and spoken to large groups and been paid for it, right? And my time has been appreciated and my time has been sought after, so that when I promote myself as an instructor, as a teacher, as a coach, as a consultant, whatever you want to call it, you know that you're not the first person to go ahead and sit underneath my teaching, right? Other people have done it. Other people have sought me out and other people have paid for it repeatedly. That's a social status, right? And in your case, you don't need to make $1 million. You just need to be able to show a level of achievement, and that way people know that you're legit, right? That's really what it comes down to. More specifically, you can't really teach something to someone effectively unless you've achieved it yourself. That's just how the world works. So if you were to put yourself in the mind and in the shoes of your customer, why would they want to hire you? Why would they want to pay you for your material? Well, usually it's because you have a level of authority that you can speak on. You know what you're talking about because you've been there, and now you can show them how to do that as well. Does that make sense? So go ahead and achieve some form of social status. Again, you don't need to become the next billionaire, but what would it mean if you could say, I built this team, or I succeeded in this, and then you just start naming off your accolades, and more than one is better, right? Kind of like what I just demonstrated with you. I've got a few things to my name. Why not go ahead and make sure that you put some to yours as well? It'll only make you more successful because now people know that you're the real deal. Third and finally, social proof, okay? Social proof. Now this is one of the classic, time-honored dynamics of marketing, but it's still very, very effective. It helps to have social proof. Yes, you want to make sure you have a social media presence. Yes, you want to have social status, but you need to have social proof out there. So as opposed to certain accolades like social status, social proof just simply says, and documents and shows ways that you've been able to achieve these things and show people how to get it as well, right? So in terms of affiliate marketing or online marketing, what does that equal to? Well, that equals to money, right? That equals to sales. That equals to showing people, I can help you achieve this because I've achieved it as well. Here it is, right? That's just an example. But here's where social proof gets more powerful. It's not social proof in that you show your results, but social proof more specifically and more powerfully is when other people talk about your results and refer to how great you are because you got them results. Does that make sense? And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Me personally, in my products, again, just to give you a perspective, thankfully I've been blessed to have worked with several people who I've been able to help get and achieve success and results. And so what do? They do testimonials for you, right? They leave a review for you. And it's really powerful when they put their face to it. Not just a written blurb about you, but their face is attached to it, because when people see that, they see it's a real person. Also, if they make a video testimonial for you, right? That's super powerful stuff. Think about it. How many times has a business, maybe when you went in, it could be a brick and mortar business, like a place where you got your tires changed, or a restaurant, or a bank. What do? They ask you to leave them a survey, right? Or they say, hey, if you get a survey call, go ahead and please give me 10 stars unless there's something I didn't do right. And what maybe you need to realize, if you don't already, is that it's not about the stars. It's not about 1 through 10. It's pass or fail. They only get credited positively, and bonuses are paid attached accordingly a lot of the times, is for a 9 or a 10, not for a 7 or an 8. Does that make sense? It's pass or fail. The same is true in your testimonial. If you've been able to help someone achieve a result, ask them to leave a review for you, it's a raving review, right? Why wouldn't it be? It's not one of those things where you're saying, hey, rate my service. You're saying, listen, I helped you go from point A to point B, or make this much money, or triple your clientele, or double your leads, or whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and talk about that because I helped you do it. Will you do that for me? And believe me, if you're good at what you do and you help people do it, of course they will, right? I've been able to leverage a lot of this in my marketing, and it helps. It definitely helps. Why? Because it shows people that you're real. You're going to get a lot of haters who talk about how they wonder that you're about your validity. Well, you're not worried about them because you've got more people who will say, yeah, that person's the real deal. I've been able to crush it with them. I've been able to do it thanks to their guidance. And that guidance is stuff that other people will pay for as well. So you go ahead and think about that. There you have it, my friends. Listen, I hope that this was helpful to you. I trust that this is something that you can really dig into. Let me know in the comments below which one of these stuck out to you the most, all right? Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.